Tonight at 6, this teen who killed his St. Johns County schoolmate was back in court ahead of learning his prison sentence for the murder. Aiden Fucci's sentencing hearing begins tomorrow, but it's expected to take days as the judge must hear from dozens of witnesses.
Today, Fucci's defense, the prosecution, and the judge met to discuss what could and could not be brought up during the penalty phase. Fucci admits he killed his schoolmate, 13-year-old Tristan Bailey, on Mother's Day 2021. Bailey's death sent shockwaves throughout her St. Johns County community. Our coverage begins with News 4 Jax reporter Marilyn Parker. And Marilyn, you were inside the courtroom this afternoon, and that judge said some of those final rules as to what testimony will be allowed.
Yes, and this was very critical for the defense. If you look at those motions, it all points to who Aiden Fucci is as a person, and that's before he committed this horrific crime up until his moments in jail. Now, we have learned that they will allow a psychologist to come in and speak, but the defense will likely call their own psychologist for a rebuttal. The defense in both the state spent time today going back and forth over those motions, but the judge is going to pay close attention to how they're argued, specifically those prior bad acts during the sentencing and during testimony. A reminder from the judge ahead of Aiden Fucci's sentencing.
This is not a trial. There is not a jury.
It all comes down to his opinion of the case, which he says he can assign the weight of testimony or disregard it. Aiden Fucci's defense fighting to keep his past out of the penalty phase. They filed motions to not allow testimony on his past or for it to be analyzed by a state-designated psychologist.
So what we're trying to protect is his constitutional right to a fair sentencing hearing. But again, we're not dealing with prior convictions, and then our ability to cross-examine on these issues is greatly diminished because the nature of these allegations.
The defense seeks to prohibit mention of how his behavior in jail, making threats to kill people and getting in fights, as well as his behavior in school. The defense argued he hasn't been convicted of any of those acts, but the state says they aren't trying to prove motive, but believe it's all relevant and can be proven through their witnesses.
These teachers testified about how much time, obviously, that they spend with these kids. They knew Mr. Fucci very well. All of those conduct, good and bad, surrounding Mr. Fucci as a student, decisions he made, whether he could appreciate the consequence of disobeying an order in school. It all goes to direct factors and tells you more about Aiden Fucci.
The judge intends to rule on these motions during testimony as objections are raised. He did allow the state psychologist, Dr. Gregory Pritchard, to testify despite a defense motion to block it. Initially, the defense didn't want to bring in a mental health expert, saying the state's expert never evaluated Fucci face-to-face and would rely on police reports and discovery material, making his opinion inappropriate. But the state says it's been done before. The judge also told the defense that he has reconsidered their previous motions to allow jail guards testifying on Fucci's medications usage. He said he's going to take that up during sentencing. Now, here's a breakdown of how sentencing will go. It starts tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. The state will go first. We're told around lunch they'll have a better idea of exactly how long they'll be, but we do plan to hear victim impact statements tomorrow as well. Then on Wednesday, the defense will start, and we'll be in the courtroom bringing you the latest. Reporting live in St. Johns County, I'm Marilyn Parker, Channel 4, the local station.